What's going on, everyone? It's your host with the most, Philly Jim, coming at you with another video, and welcome back to my car. So, there's something I want to talk about today, and it is the Philadelphia Eagles defense. The Eagles defense. When we think about the Eagles defense, we think about what the strength of the defense is, and that is the defensive line. We think about having one of the best run-stopping defenses in the league. We think about, how we're able to shut down the run game and make teams one-dimensional. And that is a very good thing to have. But what is the main weakness of the team? And I know we're going to be thinking linebacker and how, we don't really have that stud linebacker on our team. Well, we usually play with two linebackers most of the time on the field anyway. But here's the deal. I want to talk about our corners. So we have Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby, and of course Crayvon LeBlanc in the slot, and Avonte Maddox. But who is the one guy that I just left out? Sidney Jones. If you guessed Sidney Jones, you are correct. But unfortunately, I don't have a prize to give you. But Sidney Jones is an interesting guy to me. I think, and this happens a lot with Eagles players, man. I mean, we draft guys and we're sitting there like, man, we took this so-and-so after this, this player was still on the board, and that has happened very many times throughout Eagles history. So you take a look at Sidney Jones, a guy who was a top corner prospect when he was coming out. He came out in the 2017 draft, and we got him in the second round. And I was very excited about the pick, as a lot of people were. Sidney Jones, he was projected to be a top 10 pick, and he was going to be one of the best corners taken off the board. Maybe him and Marshawn Lattimore were pretty much neck and neck when it came to the corners in that draft class. And the guy, he was very good at the University of Washington. Had a lot of interceptions. He was able to really cover the field very well for the Washington Huskies. So, what about Sidney Jones? And the more I think about it, the more I just think Sidney is going to have that resurgence that we see in Eagles players. We saw it with Brandon Graham. For years, I remember Brandon Graham for years. We thought Brandon Graham was a waste of a pick. Little did we know that he would be the Super Bowl 52 hero, strip-sacking Tom Brady. He also had a couple of pretty good seasons. I think his first really good season came in like 2013, stats-wise, and then he's had a few good years here and there. He had a little bit of an off year last year, but I give him the benefit of the doubt. He really started to step it up later in the season and in the playoffs. He strip-sacked Drew Brees. Unfortunately, weren't able to recover that fumble. Him and Nelson Aguilar. I mean, we wanted Nelson Aguilar off the team. Let's not forget the play where Zach Ertz, he takes that screen pass against the Seattle Seahawks, and Nelson Aguilar, he gets called back because Nelson Aguilar, he wasn't lined up properly on the line of scrimmage. Not to mention Carson Wentz, his rookie year, he found Nelson Aguilar wide open in stride down the field against the Seahawks, and he dropped both of those passes that would have gone for touchdowns because no one was going to catch that Nelson Aguilar because he has that speed. But my point is, guys, there's so many times when we are quick to jump the gun on a player and then bam, resurgence. I think Sidney Jones can grow into that outside corner that we are looking for. And I think, given the talent this guy has all the tools to be the best corner on this team. He can be the best outside corner on this team. You look at the Eagles cornerback situation. Well, guess what? We got Ronald Darby contract year and Jalen Mills contract year. Well, are we going to be able to fork over a lot of money to Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby if they have it? Granted, they have really good seasons because that's no guarantee. Well, I think Sidney Jones is going to come. He's going to get his opportunities to come onto the field, and he's going to start playing really well. His injuries have really gotten him. If he can stay away from getting all these hamstring injuries, I still like Sidney Jones. I believe in Sidney Jones, and I think Sidney Jones can be the player that we drafted him to be. But we have to trust the process with the Philadelphia Eagles and the defensive backs. I think it's going to happen. I think in his third season, much like Nelson Aguilar, his first 2 years, he was a very bad player. He became a very key contributor. His third season pushed Jordan Matthews out the door, and we ended up trading for Ronald Darby, getting rid of Jordan Matthews before he came back last season. So, yeah, these are my thoughts, man. I'm really feeling a Sidney Jones resurgence, and I think this is going to be Sidney Jones' time. 2019 is Sidney Jones' year. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know this probably isn't going to be the most popular thing, but I am on the Sidney Jones train. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out. Philly Jim. Fly Eagles Fly.
Damn, you should have never doubted me. The pain and the struggle followed me. My daddy never been that bothered me. And these cold streets made a man of me. Knew a time